J.R. Simplot, Jack to his family and friends, was a visionary and a bit of a maverick. But in most cases, the two seemed to go together. J.R. showed his independent streak early in life when he left home at age 14 and went into business for himself. His first venture was raising hogs that he bought cheap, fed through the winter, and sold in the spring at a huge profit, making $7,800, a fortune in 1923. He used the money to buy horses and equipment and build a successful farming operation during the 1920s. In the early 1930s, Jack demonstrated a gambler's instinct when he decided on the method of settling an argument with a business associate over who owned their electric potato sorter. A pivotal moment in Jack's life and business career was about to be decided with the flip of a coin.
I flipped it up in the air and I called it and come up my call, and he turned around and walked off. So I was in the potato business, and that's a true story.
Several years after the potato sorter coin flip, Jack was in Berkeley, California on a business trip when a chance encounter launched him into the dehydrated vegetable industry. He agreed to supply flaked onions to a businessman he met in Berkeley, even though Jack had no idea how to produce dehydrated vegetables.
Before I left him, he gave me a contract on the back of an envelope that he'd buy 300,000 pounds of onion powder at 21 cents a pound and 200,000 pounds of onion flake at 31 cents a pound. I didn't know anything about onion, but I thought, well, hell, so he and I agreed, and he was going to help me build the plant. So I beat it down to the railroad track and found out where they was unloading these onions, and I followed the truck out of Berkeley about 5-6 miles, and they turned into a big prune orchard. And I followed him in there, and I saw, well, they were drying these damn onions in this prune dryer. So I got the name off of the prune dryer. I met this guy, Mitchell was his name. Mitchell Manufacturing Company. And this fellow, I found him, and he was building dryers. He knew all about the onion dryer because he'd kind of helped him divert this thing to an onion dryer, a prune dryer. So I made a deal with him for a 6-tunnel dryer to be shipped to Idaho.
That unlikely scenario resulted in construction at Caldwell, Idaho, of the largest vegetable dehydrator in the world, and a contract a few years later to provide dehydrated onions and potatoes to the military during World War II. Jack's enthusiasm, work ethic, and talent for business resulted in phenomenal growth for the J.R. Simplot Company. Included in Jack's many subsequent accomplishments were creation and production of the first commercially viable frozen French fries and a handshake deal with McDonald's founder Ray Kroc to provide fries to McDonald's stores nationwide. He also invested in fledgling Micron technology and was one of those responsible for the chip maker creating thousands of jobs in Boise and being part of the technology revolution. Perhaps because he regretted leaving school at such an early age, Jack was always a strong proponent of education, and he was very popular as a commencement speaker. He also made many generous financial contributions to colleges and other schools.
I think education is the thing we got to push, because these new things that's coming that we don't even know about today, but I'm getting some degree of potential when you look at Micron.
Promoting education was a factor in J.R.'s interest in building an agricultural museum, a concept that he discussed over many years.
My idea is to show the young people, here's how we got where we're at. Here's the machinery we use. And ask them, where do you want to go from here?
Plans were drawn up in the mid-1990s for the museum, but it wasn't built. Subsequently, the idea evolved as Simplot family members continued to discuss J.R.'s dream. Jack's Urban Meeting Place, also known as JUMP, is the culmination of those discussions.